Alright guys, we're continuing our climb. As you can see, the weather is starting to break up a little bit. Now we're actually really high. There's one thing I forgot to do.
Captain, you might like it cold, but our guys in the back are freezing.
Okay, so first of all, because we're getting higher, we're going to go ahead and turn the heat up. But second, even more importantly, we're here, we need to turn our oxygen masks on, otherwise we will start to become oxygen deprived and actually black out. Like this particular plane, like A2A, they've modeled, you start to get, you get heavy, you hear heavy breathing, and your vision starts to do funny things, and then you will actually black out, so. There we go, and we can see the oxygen blinkers. Both pilot and co-pilot are operating. So now we are on oxygen. And if we look, you can see in the animations even, all the guys now have their oxygen masks on. Which is pretty cool. Actually, while we're here, let's go ahead and turn the gun turrets on too.
Yes, Captain.
You see that? Now all the turrets are filled with their people. Our flight engineer here is up into the top turret. And they will start to rotate in a second. Come on, don't make me a liar. Any day now. Anyways, I assure you that they are rotating. Let's see. Oh, see, here's our ball turret. There we go. Ball turret is rotating and has a fella in it. Pretty cool. Ah, yeah, see, he's moving around a little bit. We're just passing 20,000 feet. I need to getting a little low on speed, so I'm going to adjust my vertical speed here. 800 is usually good. Too much on the throttle. So let's see where we are at. So we're just crossing out of Massachusetts. This is Massachusetts. We're just crossing over the line. We're in upstate New York. Here's the Hudson River. And here's Albany International. So hopefully as we go, we'll be able to see that. Oh, there's actually the Hudson right there. Maybe it'll clear up a little bit more as we get there and we'll be able to see it as we fly over. Alright, so we just reached our cruising altitude of 25,000 feet. Oh, and 3 feet, sorry. Oop, actually we're a little high because I forgot to readjust my altimeter. Alright, so we're going to pull this back until we get 30 inches on our engines. Are useless. Well, we're going to go with 30 inches and 20 RPM here for cruise settings. And then we'll do auto lean on the engines. And then we will be in cruise mode. Let's see here. So the clouds are continuing to break up a little bit. There's, I know, sorry, crazy camera. There's Albany behind us, there's the Hudson. We just passed over.
Sir, our carburetor temperature is looking a bit low.
Yeah, well, close the intercoolers in, buddy. That's your job. So that is Albany. Probably Schenectady, actually, underneath us right now. And just to the north, if you keep following the river up, right, here's the Hudson, just a wee bit north, maybe in this area, that actually might be it right there, I'm not sure, is Saratoga Springs. And Saratoga Springs is noted for its horse racing and also for having a Navy nuclear reactor training facility nearby up in the hills. It's actually in Ballston Spa, which is a tiny town with nothing else really going for it. Other than it's really nice. I love this whole area. Beautiful. I lived in Ballston. I actually lived in Saratoga Springs for 6 months. Back in 01, I think. 2001. Anyways, let's get our thing trimmed up here. And now we're in auto lean. Bring the RPM back. And we're going to cruise at about 150 to 160 knots. That's normal. That's what we're looking for. So we've just passed over Albany, so now GGT, which is 117.8. That is our next waypoint. And it's not showing up, so that's great. Well, we were going to turn to 286 anyway, so let's just do that until we actually pick it up. Actually, let's go 280 because I've kind of been flying in a straight line, not navigating. Again, probably should do more flying and less talking. Oh, that's weird. That angle was making the clouds disappear for a second, but they seem to be okay now. Map here. Yeah, we're good. We'll re-intersect this line in just a minute and then keep going on. So here we are, we're still cruising up at altitude. I just wanted to point a couple things out. First of all, because I was chatting it up, I never turned off my APU earlier, so I just secured it now. It probably wouldn't cause anything bad to happen in the game, but I mean, that's what caused the B-29 to burst into flames and burn to the ground up on the ice shelf way back. When was that? That must have been late 90s, I guess. They dug the B-29 out of the ice and then completely rebuilt it, and then it was ready, like they were fired it up, it was ready to fly out of there, and then they left the APU on the back, and it actually dislodged from its mounts and caused a fire in the fuselage. And basically, so much of that aircraft is magnesium, it started a metal fire, couldn't put it out, they just had to sit there and watch it burn to the ground. Ugh, terrible. So anyways, I've secured the APU. Now down here, as we're traveling west, we're parallel to the Erie Canal. And that's what we're seeing right here. This is the Erie Canal, and then right next to it, this is Route 90, heading east-west towards Syracuse and Rochester. Or,
Captain, we have something on the radio for
no
you.
thank you. Excuse me. Or heading back east to Albany. I'm also going to secure our turrets, just because.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So as we can see here, we're 25,000 feet, 150 knots, 30 inches manifold pressure, and 2,000 RPM, approximately. For cruise, auto lean, we're at almost 3.9 on the turbo dial. That's kind of it right now. My cruise reports tells me that we have a nice cabin temperature, which is good. We've got this thing cranked. This dial down here is actually for the flying suit heater if we needed additional heat, if it was really, really cold out, but it is summertime, so it's not too bad up here. Alright, we're gonna keep on flying on until our next update. Guys, welcome back. We're still up at 25,000 feet, looking at this beautiful sunset over Lake Ontario. Up to the north there, we're just coming into the Finger Lakes area. We're on our way to the Ithaca 4. And the sunset is beautiful, but it's a little concerning because that means that we're definitely a little behind schedule, more so than I want it to be. We have to get all the way over to the other side of these lakes and then get down on the ground before it gets really dark. So I think we can do it. I'm pretty confident. I mean, it's not going to be pitch black for a while, and I don't have a problem landing even in twilight. But you know, the sooner we're on the ground, the better. So just visible through the clouds here, we can start to see the big lakes. Oh. Coming up, namely Cayuga and then Seneca. Oh. Turn right heading 290, Boeing Lima Gulf November. Must be off course just a little bit. There we go, that's a nice, pretty view. Oh, excuse me. Guess we'll add some rudder. Nope. Turn right, heading 290, descend and maintain flight level 180, Boeing Lima Gulf November. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do for descent. In order to keep our temperature up, we're going to switch back to throttle. We're going to keep the turbos up, and we're going to lower our throttles for descent. Oh, also we want to go back to auto rich if we're outside of the green zone on our... Yeah, I know, I'm talking here. Give me a break. So what this will do, by keeping the turbos up, the turbos influence what our carburetor air temperature is. So keeping them spooled up will keep that warmer and prevent us from freezing on the way down as we lower our throttle. So, Yeah, before these guys have a hernia over this. We'll set 1,200 feet, vertical speed down. We're going to begin our descent. Turn left heading 250, resume on navigation, descend and maintain flight level 180, Boeing Lima Golf November. Another way to increase your carburetor temperature is to click the air filters on. Basically anything underneath 15,000 you're allowed to turn them on, although Copilot will probably complain about it because you normally don't until about 8,000. Like 8,000 seems to be the go no-go altitude where you turn them on and off. But if you're descending and you're icing up, you can turn them on and you go from ram air to filtered air, and so that immediately warms it up just a few more degrees, so it helps out. And 15,000 feet is in the manual. Sometimes the Copilot just complains about it though, because he has nothing better to do, apparently. Why do they want me to go all the way to 010? What the hell's going on here? Oh, because I flew right over Ithaca and didn't realize it. Whoa. So wait, what am I looking at here? Oh, that is Cayuga Lake. I'm just still really, really high. So that's Ithaca down there. This is the edge of it. There's an airport there somewhere behind that cloud. So if we look this way, New York Center, 0 with you. 0, New York Center, roger. That is a little tiny glimpse of Seneca, Seneca Lake. Talk more about that in a little bit. Oh, there we go. There's Ithaca. Delta 136, descend and maintain 900,000. Descend and maintain 900,000. Delta 136. guys are sending me because... Oh no, I guess it's alright. I guess they're just going to have me intercept this vector. Speaking of which, Geneseo 108.2. Okay. Oh, and it's registered. Turn left, heading 205, resume on navigation. Boeing, Lima Golf, November. Boeing, Lima Golf, November. Descend and maintain 12000. Delta 136, contact Syracuse approach on 126.125. Going at 126.125, Delta 136. Descend and maintain 12000, Boeing, Lima Golf, November. Goodbye to Ithaca. Here's Lake Seneca. Alright, so here's some interesting things as we fly over. So right over here, about where, let's see here. Nope, not a good view. Let's go back to the outside. Okay, so there's an airport right there. You can see the rotating beacon. That is the Seneca Army Depot, or what used to be the Seneca Army Depot. That's I forget what that's called. The Seneca Army Depot Airfield. I think it's as simple as that. So this whole area right here was this giant depot. This is actually Romulus, New York, which is always funny when I see the signs. I'm driving through it because I'm having Star Trek flashbacks. So in the 40s. Nuclear material that was used in the Manhattan Project was actually stored here. Oh, you can see right here the perimeter road going around the outside. And during the Cold War, it was the largest stockpile of Army nukes in the entire country. It was right here. And then during the 80s, they had a lot of like notable anti-war, anti-nuke rallies, like here at the facility. And then basically it got closed in 2000. Now it's just used, like they've partitioned off a lot of it for development. The state police use the airfield for a lot of training. Actually, the airfield's closed, but which is funny because the last time I drove by it, right here on this road. By the way, down here, the Red Newt wineries. Delicious wine, great restaurant, has a beautiful view down the hill towards the lake. Highly recommend it. Oh, the airfield just popped into existence. So yeah, the state police uses things on the airfield for training, and supposedly, I guess the Army. Yeah, I'm talking. Whatever, we'll get to that in a second. The Army uses like what remains of the base for combat training, which is interesting. And then on the other side of the road, this area right here is a giant park called Sampson State Park, and there's nothing there really. I mean, it's just this park, but I looked into it because it had a blue historical site sign, and it used to be a naval training station. built in 42, the same year as our B-17 here, actually. 42, they built a naval training facility. Yes, I did. I did hear your last transmission. I'm just ignoring you. Douche canoe. I know, you're just doing your job. I'm sorry, I don't hold it against you. Anyways, so there was a Navy boot camp there, which was fascinating to find out. And then once the war was over, they actually used it in 46. They turned it into a college for all students using the GI Bill. So basically, all the soldiers and sailors and everything coming back actually came here. Like they had a giant facility just to teach college courses for those guys, which was awesome. And then in the Korean War, it got turned into an Air Force boot camp and then training center. And they're the ones that actually built this airfield. And this originally had, at the time, B-25s, C-45s, and C-47s. Yeah, that sounds about right. They were all based there at the time. So yeah, interesting World War II tie-ins here. This road right here, oh, maybe it's this one. Oh, now I don't remember. One of these is Route 14. It's basically the wine trail heading all the way down the lake. Tons of wineries along it. Highly recommended. Delicious. Let's see, where are we? Oh, this is the town of Penyan and its associated airport. And this is Lake Keuka. Oh, at the bottom, oh, it's kind of obscured, but at the bottom of Seneca here, this is Watkins Glen. And the racetrack is somewhere in this location. Not drawn in the game, but whatever. That's Watkins Glen. Maybe we'll fly over that later. So Keuka, this is Hammondsport, New York, right down here at the bottom. And Bully Hill Wineries is right here on this road. Maybe a little bit closer, probably about right about there. My favorite winery of all time, sweet whites are my thing, and they have the most delicious fruity sweet whites ever. Actually, the whole area is good for the sweet whites because of the colder temperatures as opposed to, say, California or Italy, where the reds do better because of the warmer climates. The white grapes do better in these colder climates. So basically, the whole region is really well known for its sweet whites, which a lot of people don't like. I happen to love. I'm sorry, Hammondsport. This is where Glenn Curtis is. This is where Glenn Curtis is from. He had his factory here. Actually, the Curtis Museum is somewhere right over there. We'll have to go take a flight over there at some point. Alright, we're actually very close, and we're still awfully high because I've been chatting, so let's see what the hell these guys want. Cleveland Center, Boeing, Lima Golf November with you. Come on. Turn left heading 255, descend and maintain 6,000, expect vectors, visual runway 5 approach, Boeing Lima Golf November. I'm about to stall this bitch here because I'm not paying attention, trying to do too many things at once. 6,000. You can see it's dark enough now that my fluorescent... not just yet. So you can see it's become dark enough that our fluorescents are actually visible. Oh, right. Okay, we're turning. I'm back in control. .3 for Boeing with the Gulf November. Elmira approach, Boeing Lima Golf, November is at 11,000, descending 6,000. There we go, 255. You know what, we're low enough, we can take, oh, cabin is hot. Let's set this on cold. What was I doing? Oxygen masks are off. That must be Canandaigua Lake. Yes, yes it is. So again, down here, this is Hammondsport. Right around, I think it's this intersection, is the Glenn Curtis Museum. He, of course, is famous for a bunch of reasons, mainly having to do with naval aviation. Get into more of that later when we actually, when I'm not struggling against talking over the ATC guys at me. I have a feeling that during the B-17 formation flight tomorrow, we will do a flyover of the Curtis Museum, so that will be the perfect time to talk about him and his accomplishments. Alright, we're going to throttle way back. Landing lights are on. We'll go ahead and switch the filters on now too, because why not? 123.7 for Boeing Lima Golf November. Rochester approach, Boeing Lima Golf November is out of 9,900 for 6,000. So off to our right here is going to be Geneseo. Oh, we can see our landing lights on there. Turn right heading 285, descend and maintain at 6,000, Boeing Lima Golf November. Turbulence here coming down. And 285. So here's the really neat thing about B-17. So you can see our fluorescent lights on right now, but they have another setting called ultraviolet, and all of the instruments are coated with an ultraviolet reflective substance, including a bunch of these switches. So even in pitch black, you can see all your instruments without any sort of glare or destroying your night vision, which is really, really cool. It's also a better way of doing it than the Russians did, which was to actually tip all of their instruments with radioactive paint. And I don't remember what the isotope was, but leave it to the Russians. get ready for our approach landing. Mixtures are auto-rich. Yes, they are. Filters are on. Turbo is 8 for landing. Check the landing gear, check brakes. We're not there yet. Also, when we get closer, we're going to set our cowl flaps at 33% again for landing. But not just yet. Copilot can handle those. Oh, I just missed our 6,000 feet. As we went through a cloud. Now he is right though. It is pretty and clear compared to where we took off from, right? So doing pretty good on that front. Although this, wow, I was gonna say this turbulence is a little annoying, but it's actually not, because it's not too bad. Okay, where in the hell are we going? Could I just get on the ground, please, before it's pitch black? Oh, down there, see that? The street lights are starting to come on because it's freaking so dark. On the plus side, because it's so dark, you can see all the neat navigation lights on this aircraft. Get the 3 formation lights on the bottom here. Ooh. Thank you. Descend and maintain 3,000 Boeing. Oh, 3,300 Boeing Lima Golf November. So 3,300 feet. Pretty goddamn dark when we touch down at this field. Please expedite. You're turning my ass north to this fucking airport, please. I was going to cancel the IFR once we got closer. Now it just didn't happen. Now it's just easier, I guess, to just let them guide me in since I'm so far south, as opposed to going to the bore and then banging a left. It can't be much farther, right? Maybe. Thank you. Turn right, heading 320, descend to maintain 3,300 Boeing Lima Golf, November. What did he say? Oh, 320. Set on cold. How's it doing in the cabin? Oh, that's a nice cabin temperature. Good. Got some traffic up there. Plenty far away though. Feet to go. So, because we're so far south, I think somewhere just off to our left here is Letchworth State Park, which is known as the Grand Canyon of the East. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's a little bit further than I think it is. But it's pretty close here. It's a river with multiple waterfalls going through a canyon that has eroded over millions of years. Really, really beautiful. Alright, we are going to up the speed. We're just going to go right up to 30 inches here. Speed our way to the airport, and then we'll do an overhead 360. I don't think I have a choice at this point. I think it's going to be dark enough. I'm going to have to fly over the airport to make sure I can see where it is, and then I'll keep it nice and tight and swing it back around, and then land. Turn right heading 350, climb and maintain 3,300. I'm sorry, I'm 20 feet underneath it. Okay. Turn right heading 020, Boeing Lima Golf November. About 200 knots now, which is fine with me. You can see we're getting more and more street lights coming on. That's a pretty shot. Turn right, heading 050, Boeing Lima Golf November. We got plenty of fuel. We're not doing bad. Okay. Let's keep our looking balls peeled here. Where the hell is this freaking airport? How are we doing on fuel? What's that, 50 gallons? Descend and maintain 2,600, Boeing Lima Golf, November. Okay, so that's this splotch right here, I believe, is the town of Geneseo, so I think the airport is right here. Huh. I think that's it. That is it. Descend and maintain 2,600. Cleared visual, runway 5, approach. Advisory on 122.9er, Boeing Lima Golf, November. And good day to you, sir. Delta 52 traffic, Boeing Lima Golf, November is 3 miles southwest, inbound visual, runway 5. For flyover, circle to land. Alright, so let's get our RPM back up to 2,500 for landing. Cowl flaps.
Yes, sir, you have them.
Set them to 33. There we go. Oh, and I see some aircraft on the ground there already, it looks like. Looks like the other B-17s have arrived. So we're gonna land and park with them right there. Alright, so final checklist here. We're going to pump the brakes to make sure our hydraulic pressure is up, and it is. Fuel pumps are on. Auto rich. Turbo is 8, 2,500, landing lights are on. Delta 52 traffic, Boeing Lima Golf November is on base, runway 5, to land. I can barely see it over there. Gear down. Half flaps.
Main wheels are down.
Flaps neutral, gear neutral. Delta 52 traffic, Boeing Lima Golf November is on base, runway 5. Oh, look at the sun in our backs, that'll light things up a little bit. Oh, getting a little too fast. Gotta start descending.
130.
Well, we are really pushing it with the light here. Full flaps. Fook me, did I lose this airport? Oh, no.
120.
She's right there.
Flaps down. 110.
Let's crab this bitch right in and let's shed some airspeed.
100.
Come on, buddy.
We're stalling.
Come on, brakes. Flaps up.
Flaps are confirmed up.
Unlock tail wheel. Alright, let's turn our turbos back down. And open our cowl flaps. Brakes are really hot, so it's a lot harder for me to turn with the differential brakes. Oh, I never announced being on final. Oopsie! Delta 52 traffic, Boeing Lima Golf November is clear of the runway. Well then. Made it safe and sound. If not, a little crazy on final. Oops. Not my best landing. But honestly, I can't see shit. If we'd gotten here any bit later, we would have had to divert to somewhere else that actually has landing lights and just stayed the night there. But now we're here, so we can park with our other B-17 friends over in the corner. It's probably going to be wicked hot. Let's open these windows. steerman. Come on, textures. Oh, and there's a JU-52 parked over there. That's cool. And a couple of TC-3s, but they're in C camo, so I'm guessing that they are AC-47 gunships, Vietnam era. Precursor to the AC-130. Operations. Something else parked over here. Kind of looks like a Sky Raider. Whoa, whoa. Let's see. So there's a JU. Looks like a bird dog. Yep, that's an A1 Sky. Well, geez, what's with the, it's just happenstance that all the planes that are here right now are Vietnam era. Kind of funny, because it's normally a World War II era show, you know? Let's not take out the fence. Oh no, I let it stop. Lost my momentum. No rolling. Alright. Well, that's it, everybody. Landing lights are off. You probably barely see it, but we have, in fact, arrived at Geneseo, New York. Turn the interior lights on and see what the hell I'm doing. Parking brakes. Come on. Oh, come on. Just turn off. Turn those off. Oh, we can start turning off lights too. Let's see. Gotta close cowl flaps. Whoops. Set our propellers to 0, and then we are basically shut down for the evening. Alright. Well, there we go. This has been part 1. Our eventful flight out to upstate New York, which you can probably barely see, but we made it. So come on back tomorrow as we commence our airshow festivities and do some B-17 formation flying. See you next time.